Okay, big day today in the world of future pinball. My cabinet usually has nothing but VPX on it. I've got a few future pinballs, and I have kind of expressed concern before about what people would call the physics, feeling kind of strange on future pinball, that the ball floats. It feels more like a video game than actual pinball. And there's a great value to that. I grew up playing video pinball. But I want to see this new release by TerryRed, who is probably doing, along with Francisco Pazzo, I think, I'm probably forgetting others, but he's still producing tables, doing originals on Future Pinball. He's been working for a long time on this Silent Hill table, and I'm really looking forward to that. But right now, he came up with a Sonic Pinball Mania. Gives Brendan Bailey Slam Tilt credit on this one. Right now on my Pinball Y front end, I'm showing Sonic Pinball Party. I'm filming this because I have to remind myself every time how to install future pinball tables. I'm not too good at it. So I just downloaded this. Go to the downloads directory. I will, I gotta use my 7-zip and I'll extract here. All right, so let's see. From what I remember, and I'm going to kind of open up this in a new window. So this is like my future pinball folder, and you kind of see there, I know like clicking future pinball itself is not a good idea, but I believe you will throw stuff in under tables. You can see some stuff I had. Also, I think scripts, maybe, those are VB stuff. Libraries. Just whatever it gives you, right? So let me go ahead and move this over. If I had a third hand free, I would have done differently. All right, so let's look at the install instructions here. Okay, giving lots of thank yous and stuff. Now, if you're only updating BAM, now guys, it says here, so Future Pinball in BAM is required to play this table. And like, I can't tell you how updated my BAM is. I don't know. Does it say here? Date modified 9/13. I'm not messing with a DLL. Just wondering if Robots Invasion. Okay, so it looks like I haven't really updated this since September. That's 5 months ago. So, probably gonna have to update BAM. Does BAM Tracker do it? Let's give it a shot. And if you look over here, I have no idea what that means. Player position, that's great, but head tracking method. Oh, I'm not worried about head tracking. Okay, that's why. Head tracking is something that Future Pinball offers, where if you've got, I think it'd be like a Kinect, Kinect, or maybe some other device where it kind of watches your head, recognizes where you are, and changes the perspective. I just don't think it works as well in practice as it does in theory. I think it looks better if you're a one-eyed person. I'm not kidding. Look a little blurry with two-eyed people. So it looks great on the camera because the camera is one eye. I might just try to install this anyway. Avoid that. Hopefully I'm good enough. And then maybe it will tell me, hey, you've got to do this. So installation, copy the table file to your Future Pinball Tables folder. Copy the, I'll move this over a little bit more. No. See, even here, it's like, what's the table file? It's not going to be sounds. That's great to know there's a bunch of sounds. Oh, so many I can't even open them. Now maybe, wow, look at that. Did I just freeze up my computer? 115 items. That's not so many. Okay, so maybe what it's asking for is, yes, the play fields, the screens, the triggers. Go ahead and put those in there. Copy the table file to your future pinball tables folder. Table file. Oh, I guess it's this. Okay. So I'm going to go here. Tables. Take this. I kind of like doing a Control C instead of dragging it over. Go over here and hit Control V. So copy paste. Okay, there it is. I might move this thing out of the way or make it a little bit easier to see. I don't need to go that far. Okay, so did that. Now copy the included CFG file. Oh, yeah, I see it. To your BAM CFG folder. Do I have? I do. It's over there. Guess that's that. I will Control C. Go over here and Control V. All right. Ensure that the CFG file is named the same as the table file name. Well, you can tell right here they are. I guess that's just telling us that in case we change it. Now it's showing the .cfg extension there, which I think is fine. Cabinet users. I am a cabinet user. Okay, the thing is though, so, I mean, it kind of looks like I'm done, but I know I'm not done because, well, do I? I don't think I need those JPEGs. That's a logo. That's nice. I'm going to end up putting that, I'm going to kind of move it over here. Rules. That's also nice. I sometimes put my rules in like a documents file. I'm not saying I look at them a lot. Well, gosh, that makes it look like it's that. Well, what about this though? Okay, so see playlist screens and triggers. I'm pretty sure those have to go somewhere. You'd think I'd know where. Okay, I gave up on the screens, triggers, playfields, whatever it was, the other one. But I did update BAM. It was fast, and that made it work. So here is this pretty cool looking thing, and I'll go ahead and do this. Oops, see, that doesn't work. That's another thing with, I feel like Future Pinball never works for my plunger. And I'll do the classic play with, oh, it's pretty bad delay. That's cool and all, but oh, it's some bad delay, bad lag. I know I don't have the most powerful computer. When I first got this, I planned on, when I built my computer, I thought it would be somewhat future-proofed, and apparently the future is now, because now with lag, you can get used to it. And that was it. There you go, because it's hard to play with only a right flipper. For anybody watching, one thing you can do, let's say you were one-handed. I mean, let's say you didn't have a left hand. You still could actually play this because, see I have two buttons there? And you know, usually this second button, I usually switch colors here. Usually the second button is for, you know, like kind of scrolling one letter at a time for your front end, or it could be Magna save, or maybe a fire on some of those turntables, or just nothing at all for the most part. Well, you could remap so that this is your left flipper and this is your right flipper. You could do that. It wouldn't take long, so that everything you would ever need you could control with your right hand. And I suppose if you design it for your left hand, you can make that work too. That's nice. I like that a lot. Hey, I was able to hit it once. Okay, so I am here and this looks cool. I'm worried about the lag. I don't know. There is a trick or two I know on VPX, how to minimize lag by turning off ball shadows and stuff like that. No idea how to do that in Future Pinball. None. But I'm not going to worry about that now. What I am going to try to do is change the dimensions of this. It's not bad, but I do like it more. And if memory serves me correctly, I think if I hit Q, there it is. All right. So the Q button handles a lot. You know, when you look at VPX, you scroll through like a dozen things. Half of them you don't work because they deal with lights and all that, but it's actually kind of easy to handle. This, oh my goodness. Arrows left and right. Okay, so apparently I have to use the keyboard. So I'm just going to go left and right on my arrows, and let's see what we got. Steadicam, Wiimote. Oh, that's interesting. Happy Cap. Apparently that's it. Let me go backwards. Something called Future. It's actually called Future Pinball. And look at it. There you go. It's Future Pinball. I guess I don't know enough about Sonic, because I have no clue what that creature is. Mode off. Not sure why you want to use the mode off. Now this static cab, sway movement. Okay, I once had an idea that, hey, Leakley and other people beat me too. And the idea is, what if you just had your pinball machine just move, you know, a little bit to the left and the right, or a little bit up and down. And the idea is the perspective of all this would change just enough so that you would just on your own kind of get a better 3D sense. I love that thought. I haven't played around with it enough to make it work well though. But I think it's great that it's there. So let's see. I guess it makes sense to go to static cam. And when I go to Cam X, here I'll scroll up again. Okay, so I guess this, and again I wish it was easier to see, because you got the table in the background. And let me actually turn down the volume. I guess the idea is this is your eye, you know, and you're looking that way. I guess. So let me go down here. No, here I'll go up and down again. See how that changes? So that's camera X. That's camera Y, or cam, and that's cam Z. Look at the numbers there. Holy cow. Now maybe I shouldn't even bother with those. Maybe these will do what I want. Camera real world position. Cam Z, 218 inches. I mean, that's what, 17 feet? Why would I want that? So I'm just wondering if I change that. Oh, look how slow that goes. I think there's some way of doing it fast. We misspelled the word right there. And I've only got one hand because I'm the camera guy here. I'm just trying to get a sense. Do I see anything different on the... I do see it changing slowly. But it's actually going in the opposite direction. I'm going to go backwards and maybe you can see. See that little green? I'm going to hold it to the right. I'm increasing Cam Z and look at it. Well, never mind. It was so slow that it was zero. It didn't change at all. Man. Okay, well that's obviously doing something. So if I lower Cam Y, no, it's harder for you to see. So that's just basically sliding the entire table up and down. But that's, and then there's this little red dot, which I guess is supposed to represent where you're looking. All well and good. Not that important to me. Okay, so I think I'm gonna have to play with this. Now there's also this stuff. And I think I gotta go in there to save things. Camera real world position. What do you do? Okay, you move it left. Easy enough. I bet you move it up and down. Okay. Kind of wish I remember where I was originally. We'll leave like this. Okay, are you going to be the answer to my problems? I'm changing it. So the thing is, camera Z is so far away, I think it makes sense to go down a lot. Is there any way I can do this faster? Left, right, change. Okay, shift. That's funny. I'm doing left and right. It's supposed to be changing values by 1. It's actually doing it by 0.1. You can tell by looking at it. I don't know. So frustrating. So you can kind of see over here, the distance there, it's getting Smaller and smaller and smaller. Very slowly. I guess I see it on the table now, because over here, I don't see that. So it's like I'm just getting closer into the table. Do I regret it? Yeah, kind of. Look, I can actually type it in. Oh, that's awesome. There we go. Now that's cool. I remember it was about 270. So I could type it. All right, so that's great. So I guess I'm back where I was. But I still feel like maybe I need to go to table. This is probably what I want. Table translation and table scale. Okay, this sounds more like what I'm used to seeing. Wait, am I actually playing? I see a ball moving. Strange. This, I think, is what I want. So, table scale. Okay, you know what? I bet this is it. Let's try this. 0.9. Uh-huh. 1. Got it. Okay, they switched X and Y's. Let me just do 0.9. Here we go. Or actually, let me move like this. There we go. Now we're talking. Here, let me come back here so you can see. Okay, so I'm changing the table scale. It would be Y with VPX. Here with Future Pinball, it's X. And yes, this makes more, this is good. This is not the only thing I want to fix, but it is the thing. And again, I kind of want circles to look like circles. See this? All right, so you can see it's a little too top heavy. The way they had it was more like this, and by the way, I'm straight up. I know it's making you dizzy. I want it to look like a circle. So when I turn it around, it's kind of the same thing, right? And that's close enough to it. So 840. So I take it in 16%. Okay, I like that. I'm still never going to mess with Z. That at least looks closer to me, although I think I'm going to... So you see how now I've got this extra space up here? I mean, every time I mess with something, maybe I'll do a table translation. Would it be X? No. Would it be this? Yes. All right. And now I kind of want to make everything bigger. Wow, is that weird? All right. So yeah, I know I'm not showing everything here. I'm happy with that. Now it says table rotation. I'll see, I might go back and change that. Oh, it's 25. Let's just try 40. Or 50. Yeah, look at that. There's 50. All right, about 503. Yeah, that's not what I want. About 8. 8. I wish I could tell you what it was before. I don't remember. Was it 40? $30. Let's keep playing with it. 20. Okay. I think I'm getting closer. I'm going to type this to 10. And although I don't see it now, I think the flippers are more like what I want it to be. So I am now going to change the scale, the translation. Yeah, see that? Okay. Now we're talking. Not saying it's great. What was it, negative 414 before? Oof, boy. Lots of nipping and tucking. And then to redo. It's cool you can type. I still think that's too stretched out. That's probably good. And then maybe negative 100? Nah, let's try negative 200. Definitely not. Negative 170. Okay, I'll try this auspicious number. It's actually really close. So I think you can see, really nip and tuck comes to mind. Okay, there we go. I think I got it. Okay. So based on what I like to see out of my cabinet, what looks most realistic to me. I like having 1 to 1.5 inches on either side because I want this perspective or this aspect ratio to be, you know, I'm not sure if it's really 2.5 to 1, but I think of pinball tables looking like that. Showing pretty much everything on the top and on the bottom there. And then, I see a problem. I'm probably gonna go with it this way, but I want my flippers to show just a little bit of like under flipper, because that's how it looks to me when I look at an actual pinball table. Excuse me. And then up here on top, well, I don't want it to appear that flat. So, you know what? This still isn't great. Obviously, I can see more of this than this. It's not like I'm looking at it from directly above. I'm probably going with this. But in a perfect world, I think what I would do is, and maybe I'll mess with it now. Bring back my handy dandy, everybody owns it, $20 wireless keyboard, Logitech. I'm gonna skip all this now. Back to previous menu, config. I think this is where we save it. And I do save as default. Good. But now I still want to go back and I want to play around with that camera position. Yeah, this one. Look how high that is. How about we just do like 800? I'm actually playing a game. Apparently I broke my high score while not really playing. Okay, that's not good. 8,000? That's ridiculous. 4,000? I feel like 4,000 is, you know, if you think about it, if you're really far away, doubling it really isn't going to change much. What does 1,000 do? See how, ugh, hate this. Honestly, I'm kind of giving up. I'm just going to go with what I got. Actually, you know what? I kind of liked how I had it before. So I'm just going to cue out of it and step out. With Pinball Y, I don't know how Pinball Y can do a media capture of future pinball. The way I get around it is I actually, and I can't do it on this computer, on this keyboard rather, I do a print screen. I've got a hardwired keyboard buried in there. I bring it out, I do that print screen and I put it somewhere and I take a snip, and I mean, it's a pain in the butt. But then that way, although it's just static, I'll have something here and I'll have something there. So that's what I'll do. That logo I can't add here yet because Pinball Y wants me to confirm certain information on it. But let's try one more time. And if this looks decent, I'm going to wrap it up. It makes sense that future pinball is not as user-friendly as VPX because it's just that much older, right? It's like basically a 10-year-old program. It's very impressive. And I guess it's cool that I can play both those and every now and then a P-Rock table. I've never gotten to the Pinball FX, FX2s of the world. I just haven't done it. Does that look good? Cut off the top. It wasn't like that before. I'm gonna have to play around with it, but hopefully you've seen what I need to do. And so I'm going to kind of shrink it this much and then move the whole thing down so that it looks good here, but it shows more of it here. And really where it is now is fine. But I am gonna play around with it. And TerryRed, I think this is an impressive table. And if Unity is somehow, if what I think VP11 is supposed to be is to somehow handle all of these things, and that's a huge if because I don't know it for certain, I look forward to it. I do. Thanks for watching.